Welcome to Ancient Astrology with Sam and Verity.
Hi, I'm Sam Bakewell.
And I'm Verity Hebbs. And today's episode 27, and we are focusing on the
The
moon.
moon. Yeah, so the moon is important in your natal chart. It represents your mother,
Yeah. Your
your
home,
home.
family.
Well, I don't know about the home, domestic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Women,
Yeah. Women, your body.
your body,
Mm-hmm.
food,
Yeah.
and
Emotions.
emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sun, because we're looking at new moon, full moon,
Mm.
so we need to consider the sun. The sun represents your father,
Yeah. Leaders.
leaders, authorities,
Yeah.
recognition.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Your bosses.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which can be women as well.
Yeah.
And in a mundane sense, the moon represents the people
Mm-hmm.
and the sun represents like prime ministers or leaders of countries,
Yeah.
celebrities, is still authorities and leaders of large corporations.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, yeah, those people in the spotlight, the sun
Mm.
shining on them.
Sometimes you get like like Saturn is also about the government.
Yes.
And then you've got Pluto in Capricorn. So,
Mm.
the Capricorn is about the government as
Yes.
well. So sometimes you
Yeah.
get these different layers as well.
Guess
So,
it's kind of maybe to do with the different aspects of leadership and government, you know?
yeah, yeah. And
Mm.
maybe different political leaders.
Yes. Yeah, what energy they take on.
So, yeah, so that's on the realm of mundane astrology or world
Mm.
astrology. Okay, so I'll actually share the screen with the phases of the moon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of phases of the moon, isn't there?
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
we've
Each
got 8
month.
phases.
Mm.
And we are considering the new moon and the full moon phase, which is 0 to 45 degrees for a new moon and 180 degrees to 225 degrees for the full moon.
Mm-hmm.
So we have full moon, crescent, first quarter, gibbous, then the full moon, disseminating, last quarter, or third quarter, and balsamic. I did say new moon, didn't I? I felt like I said full
Might
moon.
have said full moon, but that's
Okay.
okay. It's a new moon.
New
That's all
moon,
right.
thanks. I do that. That's why I stopped and
I didn't
hesitated
notice
for
till you
a
said
minute.
full moon again, and then I was like, I think
Yeah.
it's that. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
We'll have a look at the recording.
That will be okay, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna share with you is the last new moon that we had on the
Mm,
1st of November 2024. And by the time our viewers get to see this, it's going to be months down the track and in the
yeah.
year 2025. So,
Mhm.
but this is the best we can do
Yeah.
because we have busy lives, don't we?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Verity has children and
Mhm.
I have grandchildren and we both work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway, so if we
But
look
yeah, it's an
at
interesting moon to look at, isn't it?
it is.
Mm. And
So
time.
So we're looking at the new moon and the dispositor, which is in Mars in Cancer.
Yes.
So we have the new moon in a water sign and the dispositor in a
Yeah.
Cancer sign, in a water sign.
Yeah.
So, we've had quite a bit of rain, and that's what you would expect from
Yes.
all that water.
Yeah. And they're both in fall, aren't they? The moon and
Yeah,
Mars.
moon and Mars,
Yeah.
exactly. So we've had some really hot weather in the last phase, and now we have got rain, and it rained today, it's rained yesterday.
Yes.
And so this affects the whole world.
Yeah, yeah. So in other parts of the world, like the United States, there's a lot that's been hit with a lot of water lately,
Mm,
rain, and it's caused flooding and
yeah,
yeah, been quite awful. So
yeah.
yeah, you can really see it playing out.
So yeah, you'd expect that every country would have some sort of rain, every town, city would have rain during that phase. If not, it could be humidity. So you've got
Yeah,
that
so
moisture.
water in the air.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so then we would also look at the other aspects.
Yep.
And we have Mercury that conjuncts the new moon, and closer aspect would be Saturn,
Mm.
that would trine, and we do have reception from this trine also. And I know it's not in the degrees at the moment, but it will be because the moon moves about a degree each hour, roughly. But I think it's about 12 to 15 degrees per day. So it will be well, it's already made this aspect anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about past events anyway now.
Yeah.
And you can see there's either another water sign that is trining,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's a
and it's retrograde, so it goes forwards and goes backwards, and
yeah, it's a
with the
triangle, isn't
predictions.
it, between Mars, Saturn, and the moon and sun
Yeah,
conjunct.
not a
Yeah.
great new moon because we don't have the benefics aren't making an aspect
Mm.
to this new moon. It also tells me that the people, the moon, are not in great shape and unwell. You know, even though it's a trine, it's
Yeah.
still saying that they're unwell.
Yeah.
There's cough, colds, flus,
Yes.
viruses,
Yeah.
back
There's a
issues going on, and this
yeah.
is for the collective,
Yeah. And
for the
there's a
majority of
yeah.
people.
And there's a trine of Mars in fall and Saturn not in dignity
Mm-hmm.
hitting the moon in fall. Yeah. So it's all even though they're trines, they're
Mm.
malefic planets and not in great shape. So
Yeah,
yeah.
saying that the people are not in great shape and the
Mm.
people are not making good decisions,
Yes.
that kind of thing also.
And with the sun representing in mundane astrology, like the leaders and the
Mm,
politicians and things like that, and then the
mm.
moon representing the people, when it's a new moon, what does that sort of indicate in astrology for mundane?
Well, I mean, it's still kind of like new beginnings and new things
Mm,
happening. So we would still have that kind of take on it.
right. Okay. Well, that's
And
so interesting with
you
the
are looking
timing,
at a connection between
the
the new
people
and the government.
and isn't that
Yeah, the
interesting?
leaders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think it was the 5th of November was the election.
Mm,
And that was an interesting time because just before the election, we had a class, didn't we? And you
mm,
told us your
mm.
prediction, and then it turned out to be true, didn't it?
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you predicted
yeah,
Trump would win,
yeah.
and he did.
Between their charts, this wasn't to do with the new moon, full moon, but
No,
this actually does help make that decision as well. But I mean, I wasn't looking at this,
no.
but that was just between the two charts between Kamala and
And
Donald
Trump.
Trump's,
Yeah.
and he had the stronger chart, and he
Yeah.
had the month that he was going through was
Yeah.
very
So
good. So
well done.
that was
Good job, Sam.
yeah, that was good, but
Yeah.
I don't make those predictions out loud apart from to my students and
Mm.
my family and friends because there's a 50-50 chance. So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't,
pretty
yeah.
high stakes, isn't it, to put that out there?
And
Yeah.
it's a massive responsibility as
Yeah.
well, and can ruin your reputation really pretty quickly.
Yes,
So,
might be one of those things that the more times you guess and get it correct builds up confidence, to do that
well,
if you
yeah,
want
I
to.
wouldn't call it
You
guessing.
don't have to.
I
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't mean it like that. But you know what I mean? Like the more time you make the predictions, things
yeah,
come true, it might bring more confidence in
yeah.
you to, yeah, put it out there. But you don't have to.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, like
okay.
with the weather, I feel very confident in telling people what the weather's
Yeah.
doing. From I mean, I'm not posting very much these days because I'm in a Saturn year,
Mm-hmm.
and which we both can relate to
Yep.
that. We seem to be following each other around and by perfection
Yes, we do.
with that
Yeah.
with the signs.
Yes.
So we totally get what each other's going through.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I haven't had the time
Oh,
or the energy to do all the posting that I used to do. But
same.
anyway, so, but weather is easy because I
Well,
don't
you
know.
would have seen it every month. Like an election comes around every 4 years or 8 years. It's
Mm,
more opportunity with things like
mm,
weather,
yeah,
certain news events,
yeah,
Mercury events,
yeah,
Mercury
exactly.
changes a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's quite, susceptible to change depending where the sun
yeah.
and moon are. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
how I used to teach this in a classroom situation to students who had finished the foundation courses by saying, okay, you tell me what's going to be on the news in the next few days.
Mm.
And so we would have a transit chart up or a new moon or full moon chart um and so then we would just go like do this
Yeah.
kind of thing and start predicting what we would see on the
Yeah. It's
news
a
in the
great
next few
way.
days or
Yes.
during the phase of the moon. And
Yeah,
it's a good way of understanding,
it is.
how we're all connected in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, it's interesting because, yeah, like for example, the election, it's something where neither of us are very political, so it wasn't like by saying, you were thinking you were predicting he would win, it doesn't mean that you were a supporter of one or the other party. It's strictly looking
It's
at
like
what's
being a
happening.
reporter. You're just
Exactly.
reporting what's happening,
Yeah.
and
It's just being factual about it and
mhm.
impartial.
And that's how you have to work
Yeah.
with astrology. You have to be impartial to,
Yes.
like, whether it's a one client that I'm dealing with,
Yes.
and I might not want to say to her, there's a chance of a car accident
Yeah.
happening to you, but I can see it, so I have to report it.
Mm.
That's just how it goes.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a little bit on the moon and
Yes.
how we go about mundane astrology, or how I go about mundane
Yeah.
astrology, because I think, a lot of astrologers don't do a lot of predictive work, and I'm
No.
always working with the client, predicting events for them. So
Mm.
we also would have had that opposition, the unexpected, the people doing something unexpected
Yes. And
also.
so what's happened, like the weather, the election, many other things like to do with Mercury, with
With the
the
conjunction there.
trines and the conjunction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
conjunction to
Would
the new moon. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. So all of these kinds of events, because they happened in a new moon, is it that they will continue until the full moon?
Yes,
Yes.
that's how I would
Yeah.
look at it.
Yes.
There is this chance, this window of opportunity for these events to happen during that
Yes.
time. And naturally, it's going to be more prominent during the
That
time when the moon
phase.
was in Scorpio, in that sign.
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
like, if you had something late in the degrees, then it makes it a little bit trickier, because then you're, like, let's say it was a Pisces new moon,
Mm.
and then the next one's going to be Aries. That's a very different quadruplicity,
Mm.
So you've got the common mutable sign,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're going into a cardinal sign. So
Yeah.
it's just like a massive shift, So
Yes.
you have to sort of take that in consideration if it's in that in the 45
Mm.
degrees range.
And because things like the weather, like right now, well, yesterday the moon was in Capricorn.
Mm.
But
Mhm.
yeah, the weather's still been
Yeah.
dull and dreary
Yeah.
and drizzly. And
Mm.
yeah, so it's just interesting to see, even just with
Yeah.
the weather, how that plays
Exactly.
out.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when big events in the world
Yeah.
happen, they are reported on for quite a while.
Mm.
They get takes on things from different people and continue to
Mm.
create material about it,
Mm.
and yeah, so it's interesting how that can occur.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. I think that's a very quick one today,
Yeah, but I think
but it's all
it's,
right.
yeah, it comes
We're
up.
going to do a lot more on the moon,
Yeah,
and
maybe we can do
maybe
one where it's the reverse, like full moon,
a full
and then
moon we could do.
yes, full
Yeah.
moon, maybe,
Yeah.
look at that.
Okay. And also I want to do the moon through the houses
Yeah,
and
that would be
then through the
great.
signs, which is always
Yes.
very tricky. I wanted to do that as a post with Instagram, but
Mhm.
it is very hard to generalize, because
Yeah.
it's well and good to say, well, your moon's in Aries, and you're going to be a really, really good cook and fast acting, blah blah blah. But what about if Mars is in Taurus in your chart? I mean, it's still going to produce
Exactly.
somebody that enjoys
Exactly.
cooking, but it might
Yes.
be a little bit sort of lapse, and I'd like to do it, but I'm just can't be bothered.
Yeah, when they feel like it, and
Yeah,
they make a
yeah.
nice feast.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a lot to looking at a chart, and just a generic, the moon's in the first house. But we'll give it a go.
Hmm.
We'll give it a go.
Yeah, and yeah, it's nice to be able to talk to each other because we can bounce stuff off
That's
each other
brilliant.
and
Yeah,
get a little bit more detailed
yeah.
on a podcast than you can with with like Instagram posts and stuff. It does have to be more
Mm,
generalized and
yeah,
basic. So
exactly. That's what I love, the whole feeding and bouncing ideas back and forth. It's so good,
yeah.
because sometimes you come up with things that, I wouldn't have even thought about with the predictions,
Yeah,
and
same. Yeah, I always feel like I'm
mm,
learning through these, so
mm,
they're great. Yeah, we have lots of fun. It's good.
yeah.
It's really good. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hope we see you next time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye for
Bye.
now.